Nothing matters. Everything matters. Here you are, sitting in the chair on the moon, looking at Earth. What matters? This is a little thought experiment that you can run inside your mind at any time. Place yourself in that chair, on the moon, and look at Earth. Look at that little blue circle. This planet has been flying through space for 5 billion years, and it will be here 5 billion years later. Your existence is a little spark in the darkness, infinite small in the grand scheme of things. 3 generations ago, no one cared about you. 3 generations later, no one will remember you. At your funeral, people you once called friends and family will be eating your food, talking about themselves, discussing their problems. It's almost like you've never been here, just someone who passed by. You see, everyone is pondering the question, what is the meaning of life? But everything points to one answer. Life has no meaning. Everything you will build will be turned to dust. Your name will be forgotten. People who respect, love, and appreciate you will die. Their children, their grandchildren, their great-grandchildren will die too. You can go change the world. It will change back after you're gone. You can devote yourself to dispelling ignorance. New people will be born, and they will fall victim to the perpetual programming of ignorance. You can accumulate material wealth. You will take nothing with you. Everything is to stay here. Everything will turn to ashes. So nothing matters, you say? Nothing at all? I know. This is a scary realization, realizing that everything you do is futile and makes absolutely no sense. Congratulations. Not so many people got here, but you made it. So why am I writing about this? Why am I talking about this? Why is this so important to realize? Important is the wrong word. Importance is the wrong word. Importance is the game your ego is playing with you. Importance is the language of ego. It can only be created by the mind. I do not talk in terms of importance. I talk in terms of direct implications. I'm not interested in the judgment of the mind, what it has to say about such an insider, how it can be perceived by it. I talk only in terms of effective or ineffective. How is this effective? Well, the very first and the most direct implication of this realization is this. If nothing is important, you're free to do what you want. This thought is liberating. You're free to play politics if you want. This is all just the games humans play. You're free to build a career in corporate, become a solopreneur, or go and sit in the cave as a hermit if that's your calling. It's your life. It's your choice. Nothing matters. You're free to go wherever you want, do whatever you want, become whatever you want. Spend this short time on this planet in whichever way pleases you the most. Pleases. Pleases is the key word. Seeking pleasure is the ultimate human driver. Every human wants to have the same thing, the ultimate human experience. Now here lies the question. Do you know what are the things that please you the most? What is your version of ultimate human experience? You see, the realization that life has no meaning unlocks 3 direct implications. Number 1, something you will immediately understand. If life has no meaning, then the only meaning it can have is the meaning you give it. Intentionally, consciously, deliberately. Number 2, if you do not assign meaning by design, you are destined to live the meanings that exist in your mind thanks to external programming, conditioning by your parents, school, society, culture, circle, people you choose to follow and listen as role models, heroes, and leaders. Number 3, lastly, to create your set of meanings by design, you must first know who you are. Well, the first 2 are very straightforward. You create your meanings, then you live them, and you experience the consequences of your choices. That becomes your life. The things you choose to assign meaning to define your human experience. If you don't, you will live in accordance with the programming that has been imparted to you in your less conscious phases of life, in your childhood. But the third one is where the trick lies. The most important question in life: do you know who you are? Everything is a lie. Every single thought that your mind is telling you is a lie. Everything you believe is true about you is a lie. You are not. Your goals, your ambitions, your aspirations, your worries and fears are not yours. The person you believe yourself to be is the biggest illusion of all. The biggest illusion, so tenacious and so deeply rooted, is the belief that you are the person. The ego, the concept, self-manufactured by your own mind. How can one live a life of meaning if most of his life he operates as an automaton, thinking and living the same thought patterns, most of which he doesn't even know where he absorbed? A life unexamined, a life not understood, a life wasted. I'm not saying that self-realization is the most important thing in life. Again, importance is the language of the mind. But how can one be sure that he lives and creates by design if he is not self-realized? The hardest part at this level of understanding is this: how can you even suspect that everything you know, everything you have ever been told in your life is not true? This is direct implication. Nothing matters, so everything matters. There are no rules, only the ones that you have accepted to rule you. There are no principles, only the ones that you have chosen to guide you in life. There are no values, only the ones you are making a conscious choice to use as a compass. More importantly, you will accept false rules, false principles, and false values if you don't know who you are. And you don't know who you are if you think that this cacophony of voices that lives between your ears is the real you. You don't know who you are. The way you do anything is the way you do everything. This is the guiding principle I accept. There is no room for hesitation. All people who criticize you are asleep. All they do is project their ego. And if you care about their opinion again, that's not you who cares. It is your ego that is reacting. Those who are awakened do not criticize. Their inner observer watches closely every time the mind makes a judgment. And so I write. Not to convince, not to sell, not to prove my point, definitely not to argue. If you are here, then you're asking yourself this question: what is the meaning of life? My job is to point you at the question that lies one layer deeper. Who is asking?